welcome everybody. Welcome. Now we're gonna have a lot of fun here today. We're gonna get into info. Hope you guys enjoy it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And of course, your host Superman in the house. Welcome to Hex Token channel, and don't forget to get in the chat there. We love a vibrant chat. And of course, we're gonna wrap up a little bit of the weekly news as well. So stay tuned for that. Welcome to Friday for some of you in North America, and of course, it's the weekend, Saturday for people down under Australia and places like that. So a big shout out to everybody there. Welcome. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Definitely hit the like, and the rest of it's going to be a lot of fun. Let me pull up some of the rest of the items. We're going to, boom, there we go. And we've got a couple of things going here. We're trying to get up towards 5,555 subscribers and graduate. That's right. There's not that many channels above 555. There are a decent amount, but there's not that many. And of course, we're only, guess what? Here we are. We're at 5,540 subscribers. We're 15 subscribers away from 5,555, and we're going to graduate. That's going to be fun. Now, I know that Crypto 7's out there in the UK, also pretty close, and followed not too far behind Crypto 7 is Randy Alaski, well-known Hexkin, Pulsechain out there. So well done. It's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, we're 15 away. It's getting close, man. And then I'll stop talking about subscribers after that, because the next target's a pretty big one after that. So we'll have to keep going for sure. Now, obviously, 2 live streams a day here on Hex Token on Pulsechain, Pulsex, and Hex. It's going to be a lot of fun. And let's get into it. We're going to get into the crypto news, stock market, crypto news. Then we're going to get the Hex ecosystem charts. We're going to get into Icosa day number 5. Icosa day number 5 results. And that's going to be a lot of fun. And then Hex daily stats as well. So full of information. And then don't forget to catch me for the second live show later today. It's going to be on Pulsechain, so stay tuned for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Woohoo! All right, let's go. All right, let's see who's in the house, though, first. We got Blobfish King in the house. Whoa, woohoo! Might have to buy some more Hex at these prices if my wife lets me. Everybody should have their Icosa and Airdron stake for day 90 plus. There may be some mad yield, says Blobfish King. I like that. Yeah, well, we also know that there's going to be some mad burning when the auctions open up in 90 days' time, well, less than 90 days' time, 85 days' time. We're going to start having lots of HSI stakes around the 14th of November there. That's going to be massive burning, thousands of them going up for sale. It's going to be crazy Hedron burn there. And, of course, a windfall for people, I would suggest, they're going to be a bit of a windfall for some people getting HSI stakes. It's going to be pretty neat. Ted Nelson, how's it going? Smash the like and ring the bell on the way in. I like how you're talking there. Yeah, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. We need 15 more subscribers to hit 555. I'm very excited about it. It's been a little while coming, and it's nice to get there at all. And that's the magical number, 15.2 year stakes in X. That's what's magical about the 555. So it's going to be a lot of fun there. Hey, Brian's in the house there. Good to see our head of our moderator, Team 6, in the house. Good to see Brian and Mikey as well. Good to see you. Hello all, and welcome to everybody else. Let's get straight into it. And here we are. We've got the last day of the stock market for the Friday. And, of course, the Dow snaps a 4-week win streak ahead of Powell next week. So pretty much the Fed Reserve having another meeting there, but not the official meeting, of course. That's not until the 21st September. We've still got a nice window of opportunity between there. We have had a pretty decent pullback over the last 24 hours. So we're going to talk about that too in the crypto market. But let's get into it. They've got the Dow Jones at the moment. This is the top 30 industrial companies in the United States, and it's currently down 292 points there, which is just under 9/10 of 1%, and it's at 33,706 in the index. Now the S&P 500 is down 55 points, and that's down 1.3% to 4,228. And the NASDAQ there, 12,705. That's down 260 points, which is 2%. That's got a lot of the tech companies in it. Now, the VIX index is up 5%, so the volatility index, just saying things have got more, volatile, and it typically indicates a risk-off situation. And, of course, that's up 5% there. The dollar index is also up 0.5%, and that's up to 105 there on the dollar index of the US dollar versus its trading partners. Let's quickly jump over the commodities and see how the oil's going. Crude West Texas oil is down 53 cents to $89.97, and Brent oil there down 50 cents to $96. So that's a key component, obviously, into the inflation numbers that we're going to get for August, and so those will come out in September. Remember, the two key data coming out in September will be inflation and employment numbers. Those will be what the Fed Reserve's going to look at pretty closely. So we've been keeping a track on that too. As I say, crypto's fine when there's cheap money, and we don't have to worry much about these things. I mean, they do have an impact, but once we start moving to more expensive money, we've got to take more notice of the Fed Reserve and things like that, because as you've seen, it does impact money. We also have to look at regulations coming out of any of the central governments and things like that. Some of them are pretty rationally based, given how small crypto markets are relative to the rest of markets. But yeah, it's very high profile, right? That's part of the excitement about crypto. It is high profile. So there we are. We got gold is down $10 to $17.60, and silver is down 50 cents to $19. Some people are talking about a silver shortage coming up. So some people are getting bullish on silver. We'll see if that plays out or not. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much commodities. Let's have a look at some of the commentary. The Dow snapped a 4-week win streak Friday. And of course, the last day of the week. They're not like crypto. Crypto is 24/7, but stock markets just the 5 days. So there we go. And of course, as investors paused their bullish bets on stocks amid fears that the Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell of the United States there could push back against the idea of a dovish pivot. Remember, dovish means softer, weaker sort of actions will take place as opposed to a hawkish move. A hawkish is very aggressive. So higher interest rates, that sort of thing. So idea to push back against the idea of a dovish pivot. Remember, the market has recently been downgrading interest rates a little bit there, and the aggressiveness of the Fed Reserve, how long they're going to increase interest rates, things like that. So now things the fears are moving back, are swinging back the other way at the moment. So this typically happens. Consumer stocks led the move lower, pressured by a weakness in travel and leisure related stocks. And that's probably not to be surprised. I mean, that's still struggling to get their feet up. Other growth sectors of the market, such as the tech industries, were hurt by a fresh climb in treasury yields. So typically, the market really does move a lot with tech stocks and banking stocks. Typically, that's what moves a lot of the market. Other stock sectors of the market, such as tech, were hurt by a fresh climb in treasury yields. Those bond yields, as investors mulled the latest comments from Fed members that signal that the prospect of Powell striking a hawkish tone as opposed to a dovish tone at the Jackson Hole Symposium next week. So we'll be looking forward to that. Definitely have a move on the market sentiment there. Further to that, we had the St. Louis James Bullard on Thursday back the idea of another 75 basis point rate hike. So that's on the higher end. That would take the federal funds rate. So that's the interbank rate that we all care about. It flows into the rest of the rates that we see in retail rates to a level that will put significant downward pressure on inflation. All right. So the idea is that if you've got inflation up at 8%, 8.5%, 9%, you need to move your interest rates up to that level. Now, I don't suspect that they're going to be doing that. And that's a good thing for us. I think they will only get the part way there. And that would mean only have a dampening effect on inflation, if anything. It's a very blunt instrument these days. So Kansas City Fed President Esther George, however, appeared cautious on larger hikes, saying the central bank has to be very mindful of the lagged impact of its policy decision on the economy, and that's the other part of it being blunt instrument. The Fed's speak came just days after the release of the Fed's July meeting minutes. Revealed a firm commitment from the Fed to remain on an aggressive path of policy tightening, Morgan Stanley said. So, they're still going to keep that up, but how far they're going to go relative to inflation, right? So we've talked about that before. So that's pretty much the highlights there from the stock market. Let's jump in now to the crypto market. And one of the key reports out ongoing there with Celsius Network, obviously one of the big fallouts, related probably back to Terra Luna, and $100 billion, wiped off the planet with that, for more or less. And obviously see all the big YouTubers out there shilling the margin trading, and Terra Luna is one of those, UST and all the rest of it, one of those, and one of the fallouts there. So it looks like Celsius Network a coin report showed a balance gap that was much bigger, $2.85 billion, and that was compared to the bankruptcy filing claims of a $1.2 billion deficit. The latest report shows that the company has net liabilities worth $6.6 billion and total assets under management of $3.8 billion. So a big shortfall there. And of course, many people have been victims of this. While in their bankruptcy filing, the firm has shown around 4.3 billion in assets against 5.5 billion in liabilities, represent a $1.2 billion deficit. Recently, of course, they got the judge to approve selling some Bitcoin, I think is what they had, which is only discovering costs, really. So that's pretty much it from the Celsius network. But of course, we've got this process, a bit of competition between Bitcoin and Ethereum. If you think about it, we've got, on one hand, we've got Bitcoin with the Mt. Gox issue coming, and it looks like they possibly could get some of those funds coming out pretty soon. So Mt. Gox, there's something like 850,000 Bitcoin. I think they've managed to claim about 141,000 or so Bitcoin. And of course, people are able to get that back through a process. So we're going to talk about that process very quickly here. And then we've got the ETH merge coming up on the 15th September, maybe a bit later, but around that approximate time. And of course, that's bullish for Ethereum, right? Moving from a proof of stake to a proof of work to a proof of stake system. And also that also is positive from a regulatory point of view, because the regulatory people are trying to shut down proof of work systems because they're high energy intensive and they consider them bad for their environment, right? So that's some of the gambits we're going on at the moment. So potentially, in the weeks ahead, we've got the Mt. Gox. That being said, of course, 141,000 is only around about 8% of daily volume in Bitcoin. So the market has had sales like that before on Bitcoin. They can't absorb, and the market can absorb that and move on. But of course, that assumes everybody sold at once, kind of thing. And we're going to look at that process right now. On the other hand, of course, we've got Ethereum that's also got the merge coming up there, proof of stake. It's environmentally friendly. It's also got operational issues. So is it going to go as smoothly as some of the testnet works have gone? And of course, that's coming up with the staking. So we're going to look at both of those sort of two battles coming up in the weeks ahead. Let's check out the process for the Mt. Gox. Creditors will have to choose the early payback option in order to fuel the FUD surrounding the Bitcoin price. This will result in the payment of BTC. The open market's order books may be impacted by this. Like I said, it's equivalent to about 8% of daily volume. So the market definitely absorb it. But of course, fear is on the streets. When you got fear in crypto, stock markets, wherever, it does certain things, makes people behave certain ways too, kind of front running things as well. The creditors will have two choices to make up the losses in the interim. The first step is receiving payment in the local currency. This will be a mixture of either yen, BCH, or Bitcoin. And allowing the trustee to convert the digital assets into cash will be the second alternative. That's very important. Allowing the trustee to convert these digital assets into cash will be the second alternative. All creditors must, however, choose the early redemption option in order to sell. In order for the sell option to be supported, Mt. Gox hasn't been able to get back all of 850,000 Bitcoin, although about 140 of the stolen Bitcoins have been found. This is what we're talking about 8% of the volume, daily volume there. 140,000 Bitcoins, according to data, represent barely 8% of the total trading volume. According to statistics, that is insignificant compared to the market. This action has a very small chance of affecting the Bitcoin value. And the other thing, if you're expecting that all to be sold down at once, so we'll find out how big the impact is. But I suggest it's not going to be, the market will absorb it and move on after that. So pretty cool. On the other hand, we've also got the ETH coming up as well. So that's coming up on the 15th September or so. And of course, that's going to it's got operational risk. Obviously, it's got to go pretty smoothly. And so that also will impact stable coins as well. So we often talk very favorably about liquidity with LUSD and how the markets ended up, especially after the UST fell, how the markets ended up supporting, quality projects. Money flows to the best projects, right? Especially in bear markets and black swan events like Terra Luna and things like that. So it's going to be pretty cool to see, ETH 2.0 move past that, and that's kind of bullish for the market. Now, the question is, has the market completely priced in the ETH 2.0 merge? We're going to find out probably next week, I would suggest, as we lead into that period. And hey, maybe next week's not the time. Maybe it will be closer in September, and when the market decides to have another rally after this pullback, maybe that market decides to have a rally again about it. So on the ETH merge, so we're going to find out in due course. It's certainly very positive, and of course, we've got some interesting statistics here around ETH staking afterwards. Don't forget that's going to take off. Quite a bit of ETH will probably end up flowing into ETH staking to get the nice safe returns there, especially if people backing the chain longer term. So let's have a quick look at some of those measures here. We've got what will ETH 2.0 staking rewards be after the merge? Right now we're sitting around 4.5% mark. So I'm just going to increase that to make it a little bit bigger. ETH rewards during the time of this writing, which is quite a steep decline from 12 to 18%. Well, you can't reasonably expect the rates to stay up that high for that long. Normally, they benefit people that are earlier in with the higher rates. Now, Mr. Drake believes that once EVM fees, along with the daily flashbot bribes, are added to the current ETH 2.0 staking rewards provided by the Beacon chain, the numbers will look something like the table below. There's a nice little table. You can pause this if you want and check this out. Actually, I might post this in the chat just in case you want to have a deeper look at this. Definitely check that out. Cool. That is the link there. So definitely check that out. Let's have a look here. We're going to go flow back a bit further. Hey, we got Dr. Lindsay in the house. Hey, good to see you, Dr. Lindsay Gannon. Hello from Florida. Big smash the like. Definitely smash the like. Yeah, very cool. Anyway, so yeah, we've got some best guide scenarios here. So this one here, calculations at the merge, peak supply 119.3 million. It's got on this particular table, staking APR 10.7, but then assumptions long-term ETH stake 40 million, and it's got the APR going to 5.4%. This is on a best guess scenario, and until 100 million ETH supply at 9.5. So net yearly sell pressure reduction $7 million, and that's the key thing, is that net selling reduction pressure. So it's pretty cool. Now it's got at least a lean optimistic or a lean conservative, and you've got different rates here: 8.8% APR versus 3.3 in those other scenarios. So definitely check that out. These numbers seem pretty exciting to the ETH stake, especially for those who started staking early and still remember the great returns of the first couple of months. Even with Justin Drake's conservative prediction, they're still talking about ETH 2.0 staking rewards post-merge at 9%. So one thing to keep in mind is that although this is just a forecasted projection, the previous prediction from April saw Justin Drake predict much higher numbers. So take that into account. So I expect 25% staking APR immediately after the merge. So these are far more modest predictions now. So that's pretty much in reality. Just 6 months down the line, this prediction turned out to be way too bullish and optimistic as far as the Ethereum staking APR post-merge is concerned, mainly due to the fact that the rate of new validators and the amount of ETH staked on the Beacon chain grew much faster than expected. So that's cool. We got Ethereum staking rewards will drop after the merge. Yes, this is also to be expected, and that I think we can pretty much guarantee. You see a successful merge very likely to bring a lot of attention to Ethereum, not only from within the crypto community, but even mainstream media, and I would say mainstream investors as well. And obviously, it's going to be a pretty environmentally friendly proof of staking, nice return on there, more open access to that as well. Everyone is going to start staking Ethereum much more seriously. I agree with that, and the potential for making higher returns will get a lot of investors gunning for some sweet 9 to 12% staking APY. They'll probably fall from that amount, in my view, as some of those predictions sort of indicate. But once this happens, those numbers start dropping quickly. Yeah, because the more validators there are, the less staking rewards each validator gets. So it makes complete sense. According to predictions, the number are expected to settle somewhere between 4 and 5% range eventually, with even with EVM fees and flashbot bribes. At the same time, all the new validators and staked ETH will also mean that increased demand for ETH. So cool. That is a bit of a summary there of what's going on with some of the issues between, we've got Bitcoin, Ethereum, and we're going to see how the next few weeks go there. Obviously, a pretty decent pullback overnight there, and also impacting the Hex charts. So this is the current result at the moment. So BTC just dropped below 21,000 as well. So this, not the greatest territory at the moment. We got the down 10%, and like crypto though, it can bounce back as well. We've got Ethereum there currently at 16, and it's down 13% at the moment, with BNB well below $300 now, and it's down 6.6% there. How the coin's doing? The stables look reasonably stable at the moment, so that's probably a positive there. So let's jump away to something I hadn't talked about before, which is the Bitcoin active addresses. Over 1 billion addresses, and that's really cool. So here we are on a Glassnode Studio, and we've got the active addresses here in orange here. So that's a pretty cool milestone. We have been previously pretty high back here in earlier times, but it's pretty neat to see the number of addresses getting more going up all the time as adoption slowly slowly increases there. So pretty cool on that. Let's jump over to the Hex. Hex at the moment, wow, Hex really just got sold off. This is even lower than when I started. So this has just been sold off again and again here. So this has broken all my expectations. So let's have a jump over to the whale bot. We're going to have a look at the last wee while here. Let's look back here where I was going. We were holding up kind of okay, and then we started, big sellers are selling into it, so you can't do much about that. That's just the way it goes. So we had lots of liquidity changes. We've had heaps of liquidity changes on here on the bot. It's going to scroll down a little bit further. We're gonna going through this. All right, let's get up to 10 hours ago. That's probably a good place to start. Okay, let's pull this up. We're going to get rid of the overlays and Hex down dramatically. Look at this down dramatically there. We rose up really slowly, nice and slowly. It was a really nice slow rise, and then obviously once we got this last couple of candles, that's when it started getting quite much steeper. And since that time, of course, we've had the change in the market sentiment as well, and really pulled back there. So Hex is around about give or take around about 20% is associated to ETH, and then largely, obviously, it's related to US dollars, and of course, we've got a big trade pools with the derivatives as well, Hedron and things like that. But we're not being protected by Hart's Law from this point of view. Really, we're a bit suffering from the risk off as well, and we got big whales that can impact the TA chart. So that's what we've seen here. That's probably just the way we go there. So let's have a look at the Bollinger Bands. We've got the Bollinger Bands at the moment at the top of the Bollinger Band, 7 cents, almost 7.1. The bottom of the Bollinger Bands in blue here is 3.8 cents, just under 3.8. Now, that is the top 95% and bottom 5% of the price range. We have a crossover happening here on the signaling a trend reversal here too, obviously with this massive price retraction here. And we've gone down from, we've got the average price in red there at 5.4 cents. And of course, the EMA 13 is at 5.4 cents. So you can see them touching there now. So this is likely to cross down below. It's going to be pretty severe with this big pullback here. The low of today is currently, so this chart's still got 12 hours to go. The low of the day is 3.66 cents. And the high of the day is 4.9 cents at the moment. So it's kind of where we are there at this stage, and it's crossing over pretty severe. Now I know that there was some talks about Richard's comments, so we're going to probably get into that. Let's have a look. Let me just jump over. I'm going to pull up the RD, the DMI. Just to look at the DMI as well. So the DMI here, sellers big time crossed up here. So just a crossover now. So everything's crossing over into the bear market for Hex. And what else we got going here? We're still not in oversold territory yet. We're heading down there. We're currently down to 37 on the RSI and the stochastic RSI. This may give us the stochastic RSI may give us some reprieve in a day or two, but not quite there. We're definitely in the oversold and potentially crossing over. So we're looking for a crossover here, but we're not out of the woods yet. So maybe we might have a recovery in a day or two. Let's see how we get on there based on that indication. Obviously, depending on how far this goes down here, definitely gone down to 3.66 there is quite low. So pretty dramatic. We're going to pause here for a moment, and we're going to go over to the whale bot and have a look at the big whales matched. So Hex, you can do TA with the Hex chart, but the problem is that we have these liquid whales, and they can sell down anytime when there's risk off in the market, whether it's specifically to Hex or generally to the crypto market. So it's kind of what we're seeing. We got 5.8 million sold 10 hours ago. What else we got going there? We got 10.2 million bought 6 hours ago. So that was kind of a bit of a reprieve there. And I'm not sure whether they were a trader or not. We had 25 million Hex sold 4 hours ago. So this is going to slam your price there as well. Turtles be hurting, says HexiCat. Turtle number 211, $89,000, 1.96 million Hex left, 100% staked, 15 stakes, 3 days late for $76,000, and the rest smaller. It looks like almost $40,000 in slippage in this one transaction. Oof. So pretty dramatic there. You can see some of their positions there. So pretty dramatic there from that one. So they pretty much cleaned out and took the money. So let's jump back out there. So that's a massive one there. I'm just going to click the heart there just to keep track of it. 4 million Hex sold after that 1 hour. So there we are. We already had massive sales earlier, remember, in the day. The last 25 hours, we've had a lot of Hex sold from the whale bots. And you can see that in the chart. Very dramatic. Even before that, we had tons of Hex sold there. So 3.9 million there sold for 168. That was an hour ago. This is the same girl that sold 36 million Hex in one clip. She sent 1 million USDC from this Hex sale to Kraken to cash out. Here's the info there. So away they go. So some cashing out here while the market is red, and so forth. So I think that was at 44 minutes ago. 35 million Hex just sold for 1.4 million. So this is all just happened. Like I said, to even before I looked at the chart before the live stream, then it's kind of when I come back to it, it's definitely been smashed here at the moment. Wallet 87F seems to be all out here. No more Hex stake or liquid left here, but rather main wallet is a wallet D2D and has 12.9 million total Hex in there, all staked, none liquid though. Has 1 million Hex due November, then 2 million after that. So there's some of the big money playing there. So all out in one wallet, but still has this other wallet here as well. All right, cool. Nice little updates there. And yeah, almost 5 million bought 40 minutes after that. So a bit of a reprieve, probably why we got the bounce back in the chart there. And how much is in there? So cool. Let's have a look. Why would anyone think about buying the market crashing? Doesn't make sense, bruh, says Salty Boy. Or someone's got to buy and sell. Otherwise, the price just keeps going down. And then we've got some liquidity removal. So that's some of the big movements there in the chart. And we're currently at 3.9 cents. Woohoo! All right. So welcome to crypto, folks. That's all I can say. Let's get back into some of the charts. We're going to get into all the quad charts in a minute and see how the rest of the assets are holding up. But that's far more dramatic than I expected. But once again, as the big holders can sell down, there's nothing you can do about that. Precise says, hey guys, Richard did a good job on valuetainment interviews his Briz. Nice to see Briz in the house, by the way. Crypto military vet in there as well. Ivor says, good morning from Eagle from Brisbane. The bottom is coming in hot. Start loading up, says Ivor. Yes, says BC. What happened with that Bed Bath and Beyond stock, says Brizology. I don't know. I didn't actually look at that one. But over there, I didn't actually comment on that part of the commentary. When was the value entertainment? It was on Friday, US time. What else there? Value entertainment money. Thanks. What else we got going? And jump through some of these. Sandy Beach. Hello, Hex Token and everybody. Good to see Sandy Beach in the house. Yeah, if someone wants to post that interview in the link there, maybe Briz, if you want to post that in the chat there, that'd be useful. Did RH just slip Pulsechain launch to 23? Yeah, that was some of the comments in there was giving himself a bit of room about the highest of stakes. That's what I heard too. I haven't seen the actual interview, but that's what I heard was that he dropped a slip there that that is the case, which probably that's going to impact the Hex chart, right? So that may have contributed to that. Would explain the Hex dump. I didn't see it myself. Just a few people posted on Twitter. Yeah, me too. PSI. That's what I heard too. Price of Hex went down because the rest of the market went down. It drags the price of Hex with it, says Briz. That's true, but this is pretty big on that, and so I would suggest that maybe some people are responding to that if they have heard that. Just depends, right? We're speculating on that. Dump is not related because of market went down because of many factors, markets, stake ending, liquidity, etc. Do some research, says Warhammer. Yeah, we've got our big candle coming up, our staking candle coming up later on, so we're gonna have a quick look at that at the moment. So to scroll down on this one and pull that over. All right, so let's have a look at our staking that is coming up here. We've got till the end of the year at least. Yeah, so the market's been hyping up pretty lately about a September launch for Pulsechain. Some people are still holding on to a later launch, December, January, kind of where I've felt that we were going to be more likely. But Richard's slipping and apparently slipping in the video potentially after the highest of stakes. Which is at the end of the year. So that would be a 2023 launch. Let's have a look here. Now, he did indicate in a previous video about when he thought crypto would fall down. Now, we've done that video that I've been posting about the ARC, Bitcoin ARC. That would suggest, an October, November type of pullback. So obviously, if Richard waits for that, then that's going to push us into 2023 anyway, if not December at the end of the year. We've got this big 1.2 billion Hex stake coming out here. It's made up of different people in here. And we've still got the front running, all the short stakers at the front here. But we don't have much else after that until the end of the year. Some of this stuff will restake, but the staking horizon is definitely getting different. But that being said, of course, we've still got a lot of whales with liquid Hex, right? And that's what we're seeing being sold off. So that's the way it goes. All right, let's get back into some more comments before we move forward with the quad charts. InvestX in the house. Everybody stay safe. We left off when we hit 11K, says InvestX, and it's some nice thoughts there. Welcome to crypto. Yeah, welcome to crypto. I like that, Briz. Good morning from Scott. Good morning. And there is the link there. So Brizology's posted that. So I'm going to pull that up actually. We'll pull that up so people can see that. That's a point. Right, so I'll probably try and pull out our sound clips for this video, Richard Hart's latest interview for this afternoon session. But that is the video there. So Richard is in there somewhere. I'm not sure where he is on this video, but I haven't managed to see it yet. But there we are. But I did hear the word on the street that he had slipped, giving him a lot of leg room around 2023 for a launch. So we'll wait and see how that goes with the highest of stakes. All right, cool. Let's jump back to the Hex charts here. So here we are, 3.88, and definitely if people are seeing the Pulsechain coming out, that's definitely going to have a temporary impact in addition to the rest of the market, which is pulling back pretty dramatically at the moment. So got both things on the street there. AB said Richard said he's been telling his best friend to buy Hex for the past couple of weeks. Yeah, that's true, AB. That is true. That was in his video. We played that too. It's a combination, I'm sure. But if people think RH said that, that's all it takes is PSI. I agree with that. Depends on how many people have heard of PSI, but the word does spread pretty quickly. A person DCA'd Hex today says PSI. Nice. Still looking to get more. I like it. Play this clip from the show today. It's the best one. And you've got a clip there. All right, let's pull that up. Let me pull it up for a second. Stay tuned. There's one. Let me pull that up. And you've got a clip there. All right. Let's have a look here.
Non-diversification, Richard Hart. The swagged out.
I got lame gains mixed in with my good gains.
All right, I'm going to pull that in, but it's a little tricky. So let me just post that.
Non-diversification, Richard Hart.
Let's pull that in. So I'm going to have to switch that out. This is all impromptu, so bear with me, folks. Clouds that. All right. There's a bit of humor, really, from the looks of it.
Non-diversification, Richard Hart. The swagged out.
I got lame gains mixed in with my good gains. I make less now.
So get us your soup.
All right. So that was a bit of one there from Chris. He likes the humor, but all right. So cool. Let's jump away from that and pull in the rest of the files there. Yeah, so definitely we had a red day yesterday. We've got a big red day today. Just the way it goes in crypto, as we always say. Let's jump over to the quad charts. Now, obviously, when the price comes down, typical thing, it's a buyer's opportunity, right? So people can pick up lots more volume for the same amount. So that's the Hex chart there on the daily. We're going to jump over to Hedron and see how Hedron's going. Now, we've got quite a bit to say about Hedron. It's currently at 1603, pulled back yesterday. Now, this is on a different time frame, so this is just ticked over for the day. So we got a new daily candle on this one. This is on Dex Screener. Yesterday, we had a low of 1,511 and a high of 2,079, and we're currently down at 1603. It looks like the RSI is cooling off a little bit here, but we'll have to wait and see where that goes. It's right in the middle of the pack on the RSI. Now let's jump over to, we're going to pull over to there. We're going to jump over to Icosa as well. Icosa there pulling down with Hex. Obviously, if you the arbitrage opportunities between making an HSI stake with Hex in it takes Hex as tied to the price of Hex, and so we see it moving down with the Hex price. It's currently at $1.16. I do have my calculator, so we can easily see whether that's at a discount or a premium to the Hex price, but typically it's been staying pretty close based on what I've seen lately. So we're going to jump into day number 5, Icosa, and I checked it out, but I'm just going to get rid of that site there. Day 5, let's get into it. So we're pretty much at the end of day 5. So in fact, we're pretty much exactly at the end. So let's see what the results are for day 5 Icosa. We've got 33.75 billion points for the Icosa staking. That's 33.75 billion points for Icosa staking. Hedron is at 59,989 trillion points. So 59,989 trillion points. That's basically 60,000 for the Hedron staking. So that's looking good too. We've got the We Are All SA. The SA means source account. We Are All SA. So WATSA, as we say it in short, is at 14.23 trillion points so far in the pool. Remember, this pool runs for 14 days. So we've got 9 days to go. It's run for 5 days. We've got 9 days to go. It's currently got 14.23 trillion points in it. Now, at the end of the 14 days, whatever points is in this, that is it. That's it. It's only going to go down from there because as people take out their WhatsApp NFTs and claim the yield, they're out of the pool. They're out of the pool for good, and therefore less people in there, high proportions of the rewards go to them. So that's pretty much how that's going to go. Obviously, the rewards can be variable, but the WhatsApp does get a copy of all the bonuses from the Hedron staking there. So remember that. The average NFT size is 1.3 billion points, and the amount of WhatsApp NFTs now is 10,913 WhatsApp NFTs. So that's pretty cool. All right, so those are the highlights from the DApp. We're going to get onto the blockchain though and have a look at the amount of supply there in terms of staking. So we've currently got, if we translate the Icosa points here, the Icosa points at 60,000 trillion points there. We've got 14 trillion and 85 billion Hedron now staked in the Icosa staking DApp there, and that represents $23 million at the current price of Hedron. And that is 14,200 ETH or 15.23% of the supply. If you exclude the Origin account, the Hex God Whale, and possibly the SA or SC accounts, you've probably got, it's over 50%. I don't know the exact number, but that's what I've heard on the street there too. But in any case, currently 15.2% of the total amount of Hedron is staked there. Let's have a look is at Icosa. Icosa, we have to add things up here. So this is the total max supply at the moment, 771,803 Icosa at the moment with 929 wallets. But of course, we have to add when Icosa gets staked. So when we stake Icosa, so on the left here, it gets burned. So we have to add that up together if we want to see what the total supply is, excluding some of the yield that people are getting. We have to jump down to the contract and then go and read the staking points there. So let's have a look. Icosa stake supply. It looks like it's at 7.8 million. So 7.8 million plus currently 771. So 0.771. That would give us a current supply of Icosa, including staked stuff, including staked Icosa, but excluding any yield accrued from there, is currently just under 8.6 million Icosa, just under 8.6 million, and we're 5 days in. All right, cool. Let's jump over to the next one here. We've got the Hedron deployer here, and of course, this is receiving funds through We Are All SA here, and so we're going to look through that. Let's have a breakdown of what this looks like. Certainly, there we go. We got $8.2 million in its net worth there in USDC and the total value. And of course, this will move up and down with the prices. We've got Hex in the pool. Remember, if you go to Icosa and you want to mint a WhatsApp NFT, you have to select a certain amount of currencies, right? ETH, Wrapped ETH, USDC, Hex, Hedron, and Maxi. So we're breaking that down now. And we've got Hex 59.5 million Hex in there. We've got Hedron there, just under 1.4 trillion Hedron. We've got $2 million of USDC in there. There's $1 million of DAI. I think this has been switched around, so the DAI there. And we've got wrapped ETH there, 12.9 wrapped ETH. We got Maximus there is currently at 25.3 million maxi in there as well. So you can sort of see the breakdown of what's going on there. And of course, that's when you mint what's people have to put in this sort of tokens to get their what's NFTs. So it's kind of how that looks. Remember, out of the maxi too, we had the maxi went and burned 1 million maxi, which was pretty nice little support for the Maximus project there, which is about a third of the supply, a third of 1% of the supply. All right, cool. What's the NFTs on the blockchain? Obviously, we can see that on the DApp there, 10,913, but we also can see it on the blockchain there. Let me just refresh this. 10,913 Watts, and there's 3,907 holders there. Looking pretty good. And of course, HSIs, let's have a quick look at that at the moment, holding on there. HSI is 1,076 on the HSI DApp there. We're going to have a look at the Whalebot. Of course, let me just refresh this, just to make sure I've added this up together. The last HSI was 4 hours ago. Let's me refresh that. I've got to update the spreadsheet. Maybe we've had a few more since that time. Let me just scroll down to that number. Let's have a look here. Oh, there's been a few transactions since that one. It looks of it. All right, so 151. Let's have a look here. We're going through. This got a lot of Hedron, but we're looking for the HSIs for 480. So let me get to my spreadsheet here. So 480, and so 480 there. Let me just get my numbers. So 4.3. So I'm doing a bit of this on the fly, but that's the way it goes. 4.3 plus 0.48. Let's put that in there. So it's cool. And so we got that one. Nice. Some big numbers, right? Some big numbers. This is Hex that's getting off the market, by the way. So even though at the moment we've got the market price, pulling back dramatically on the Hex, we've actually got circulating supply out of Hex getting pushed out, taken out of the market big time with the Icosa. So that's doing exactly what we wanted. Obviously, the dramatic price pullback is not quite what we expected. I expected a pullback, but not this severe. And of course, if people are selling, not just because of the market generally pulling back, but because of the slip there from Richard apparently on the interview, then that would be more dramatic too. So we had another 453,000 there too. So plus 0.45. That would give us 5.25. So 5.25, 5.25 in the Whalebot there. So that there is 5.25 million Hex that has been taken off the market over the last 24 hours on day 5. And that's actually bigger than yesterday, which was 3.7. This is just the Whalebot, so it excludes all the smaller stuff, which can add up to be significant, but this just excludes that. So 5.25, and that gives us 53 million Hex that's been accumulated that is off the market for about, typically in most cases 15.2 years. There's a couple of long stakes that are shorter than that, maybe 1,000 days, 2,000 days, but nothing that short term has been included are the HSIs. So there's more HSIs happening, but there's short term, 90 days or 30 days. They're not in this here. So 53 million. This is beautiful, and this is really playing in well to what we were hoping to get. So we're going to put in there 53. And away we go. So now we've got all our chart eating up circulating supply and Hex, and we can see that we're currently at 0.053 at the moment for the HSIs. And this also excludes, of course, the amount of Hex that's gone into the Hedron deployer here, which is 59.5 million. So if you add those two together, it's some pretty big numbers, over 100 million, maybe 110 million Hex has gone in through the Icosa contract so far. So it's pretty dramatic there. So pretty cool. And of course, the stuff we care about though is the stuff that gets staked and gets off the market. So that's working pretty well to plan. And of course, we just didn't finish day 5. What will we get in by the time we finish day 14? So obviously, you see the waterfall chart's going good. So we're trying to eat up that Hex supply, and that's going pretty well at the moment. I'm pretty happy with where that is at this stage. So very cool. Those are results for Icosa day 5. Let's get back into the rest of the charts there. We've got the Icosa there at $1.16 at the moment as well. So I hear that yields have been pretty good as well for the Icosa. So So very nice. Let's get into Maximus. Maximus at the moment is 7.3 cents. Obviously pulling back with Hex. Looks pretty similar chart. We're not quite into oversold territory yet, but we are down more dramatically at 32 there. Let's have a look at the premium versus Hex, which is what people like to talk about. The premium at the moment is 86%, so holding up pretty nicely. Not at 100%, but 86, looking not too bad at this stage. Let's jump over to Maxi and see some of the updates here from the team. So 21 hours ago, we got team yield has the potential to outperform Maxi, says Maximus. Gold Key, one of the team members there, perpetual redemption period is like when the jets in a hot tub stop. Some people get out and some stay in, and some turn the jets back on. There's a little analogy there. So cool. There's the testnet at the moment is running for Maximus, is super bullish. So we've had Icosa launch that's going to keep running. We've got 14 days for the What's the NFT mint phase. And then, of course, we've got Maximus coming later on, either at the end of August, which I suspect is going to be in the first half of September at this stage. Possibly they will launch on Pulsechain. We'll see. So this is where they're at this stage. So definitely got the testnet running for Maximus, and it's a lot of fun. I'm going to be doing a couple of small videos on Maximus probably today, so stay tuned for that. And way to go there. So cool. Name says I'll be minting 150k. Base trio lucky decky. If 999 more Xkins do the same, we remove 600 million Hex off the market and max out the bigger pays better bonus. That is the big goal. And of course, you can see that on the waterfall chart. If we hit 600 million, it's a big amount of Hex circulating supply off the market. And this is dramatic. So this is kind of what we were heading for at the moment. Now, originally for the Icosa had 150 mil. It's just an arbitrary number based on a big 50. But so far, we're a third the way there in terms of the staking. And it's going pretty well. So very nice, as we say, very nice. So cool on that one. BJ says, I didn't think Hex could get better until Maxi came out. It's my go now. Yeah. The Maxi treasury looking pretty attractive there. Almost 29 million Hex accrued on the Maxi token there. And of course, they've also had a million Maxi being sent to the burn address by the Hedron deployer. And of course, that's super bullish from that point of view as well. And of course, the team token is going to eat up Maxi. How much we're going to find out, we don't know. It's going to be crazy. All right, progress to 6 hours ago. Progress to launch date. Woohoo! Public testnet phase is going great. Contracts are being sent to begin a security audit process. Should be done by the 28th. So we're not launching this month from the looks of it. And of course, 28th of August, I don't suspect we'll launch in August. We'll probably be launching in September. So this gives us a bit more formality about that. Once we get our security audits back, we will announce a launch date. And of course, originally, Dipcatcher, the dev, talked about teasing because he's going to be at Pulsechain, right? Talking about Pulsechain. I might pull that up briefly. Yeah, he's pulling up Pulsechain. He's going to be speaking there. And of course, this is super bullish for Hex, as I've always talked about. We're on this window of opportunity at the moment, even despite this pullback in the last 24, 48 hours. So he's going to be speaking at Pulsechain. Hey, we got a new speaker there? Oh, no, I've covered that speaker. It just depends on how I look at this Pulsechain website. We've got 17 days and 15 hours to go to Pulsechain. Woohoo! So that could end up being the launch countdown for Maximus. So it could be pretty similar. So that's pretty cool. There's the ticket prices at the moment, but I'm trying to get down to Dipcatcher here. There he is there. He's going to be speaking, Maximus founder and CEO. He's going to be talking about Maximus there. And of course, he's teased previously about a launch date then. Hey, they may launch it earlier, and once they're ready with the audits, they may just kick it off. We will find out. So cool. That's where our contract beta's done, DApp front end done, private testnet done, currently in public test phase, which I've done a video on that already. You can check that out on this channel, but I will be doing 1 or 2 other videos around that. Security audits as well, ticked off. That's been sent to the auditors, plus with write-up notes. He did that live on YouTube, I think it was yesterday. So you can check that out. And then, of course, we're up to launch date. So super bullish for X. Regardless of the temporary price that we got at the moment for X, this is super bullish. Up to 600 million X is that's a big deal. And slowly and surely, as the waterfall chart shows, we will be slowly eating up the Hex supply in the public hand. So this excludes the Origin account. It's just the public hand since May 2021, getting up through the Pulsechain sacrifice, Pulsechain sacrifice, many other things here as well. The Hex Investment Trust, the HSI is already up to Pulse Conference, 350 million. The Maximus up to 300 million. Currently, we've got Icosa there up to 53 million at least, and it's probably much higher than that. And then we've got Maximus coming up, possibly looks like the first half of September now. Launch for Maximus, and away we go. Imagine if we did it even better than we're getting 150 million. We got potential upside of another 300 million if we did 50% better. That's kind of where we are in this zone. And then we've got everything else coming up in the future. And so it's going to be a lot of fun. Woohoo! All right. Here we go. So that's a really great update from the team there. Today is the last day to mint testnet team or testnet perpetuals. When the day ticks over, we will run the finalized minting function, which burns 20% of the maxi, deploys the 369 maxi rebate escrow contract, and schedules the redistribution of 30% of maxi, and ends a team minting there. So pretty cool on that one. Give that lots of love. I'll just share that around. I might well share this one around too. Was that the update? Yeah, we're going to share that around too. And share that. Cool. All right. So nice, very nice. Let's jump back. I think we're just about up there. When a perpetual stake ends, the Hex returns to the contract. There is a 7-day period before the Hex is restaked. You can simply leave your Hex principal and earn yield in the pool to be restaked, or you also have the options to redeem your Hex or stake more Hex by minting. So it's kind of responding to how compounding works there. The 7-day redemption minting period will be called the reload phase. That's cool for when we roll over those perpetuals when they roll over every whatever, depending what cycle they're on. During this period, you have 3 options: leave your Hex in the pool to be restaked, redeem a portion of or all of your Hex principal and earn yield by burning your tokens. Number 3, stake more Hex in the pool by minting more tokens at the new mint rate, which equals current redemption value. So it basically includes the yield there. That's pretty cool. I think we're almost up to it. Going live to go over the perpetual stake pool contract. It's just like the maxi contract with a few changes, which I will go over. So if you like the more technical stuff, you can definitely watch that video on Dipcatcher's channel. Trust this Hex yield is the cornerstone of the Maximus DAO, and that's why I made it so bullish for Hex, isn't it? So bullish for Hex. All right, I think we're up to the Hex daily stats. So let's do it. We're almost there. We're just going to round out some of the chart stuff. So those are the 4 main charts in the Hex ecosystem at the moment. And of course, there is blood on the streets, but it's a buying opportunity for a lot more volume. You get a lot more volume at cheaper prices. That's pretty much how it works, right? That's pretty much how it goes. Let's jump over to BNB coins just quickly. Pulse Dodge coin there at just under half a cent. So we're at 40, almost 48 of 1/100ths of a 1 cent there on Pulse Dodge. Having a bit of a green candle. We've got P33 down at 12 cents. Ouchie, ouchie. But the rest of it, you can't complain with the rest of the market down so much. So it's really, the lava is red for everybody pretty much. And we're down at 7,500 for IM here. So it's down really low. That's pretty much it on there. Let's have a look at the airdrops. The airdrops here at the moment, we've got a Weight Token, which had a nice rally, right? Yesterday, things were still red yesterday. Weight Token was ironically rallying. And of course, got up to 9/10 of a penny. It's currently now just over 6/10 of a penny at the moment. So it's the Weight Token. And remember, we worked out, I think adjusted, we worked out maybe 4 or 5% of the Weight Token somewhere in the ballpark had been claimed so far. But it's accruing pretty big. Pulse Dodge coin. Wow, Pulse Dodge coin, dramatic pullback here. Yesterday we finished at $2.95. We've got a new candle now, just started about 20 minutes ago. That is at $3.46. So this has come down dramatically on this one. It's not quite in completely oversold territory yet, but getting there. Now we're still waiting for staking and deflation, but definitely the big party was over when we crashed through all these different levels, particularly crashing through $4.30. And of course, so what do we get to? $2.97. That even, where is that? $2.95 there. So it's crashed through all of these. That's pretty much where it's bounced off the support level that we previously had back in July here. So when will it be over? Who knows? It's hard to tell now. But all we know is that the support level is about $2.95 at the moment. That's kind of the weakest support. I guess the next one below that, $2.80 to $2.95, somewhere in there. So we'll see how it holds up with that. It is almost oversold territory. So a good chance that it may reprieve from there. I need to change this chart over because I need to get some extra tools in there. But that's kind of the RSI is indicating it's probably almost over. But that depends on if the market continues to bleed out or not. And it depends on when the staking and deflation news comes out. So a big gap between that. It was actually a longer gap than I expected. thought they might be out with that a bit earlier, but that hasn't been the case. So it might actually pay out, might actually pay off them having launched that a bit later with the Dodge Bitcoin and stuff. So cool. All right, let's get into the Hex daily stats. Woohoo! We are getting close to 1,000 days. And of course, what day? Day 991. We're waiting for day 991. It's not out yet. Can you believe it? We're already 26 minutes into the day. We have to come back to this. It's not out yet. All right, let's get into some more comments in the house. I don't think there's been too many comments today, so it shouldn't take too long to get through. We're waiting for that to update to day 991. Let's jump through some of these comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. BTC in the Matrix, opportunities everywhere says BTC. Definitely today, there's lots of opportunities in the market. I mean, we've got Bitcoin at 20,978 and Ethereum at 1623. And what else we got going? We've got the Hex charts there. Hex are back at 4 cents. And we've got Hedron at 1653. Sorry, 1651. We've got the premium of Maxi at 86% and $1.19 currently on Icosa at the moment. So pretty dramatic. Hey, look, remember our all-time low here was 2.8 cents, and that was back on the 18th. We're currently at 4 cents. So this come back dramatically today. But some big sellers. There's the one thing with Hex that we have people that if they want to sell liquid Hex down and with the liquidity pools they can sell it down pretty dramatically. So one thing you cannot anticipate as well, and of course with Richard's slip here around about 2023, that may have got some people a little bit extra nervous there, just the way it goes. But it's a buying opportunity for people that want to pick it up, right? That's pretty much it, and you can lower your dollar cost averages as well. Blobfish King says, I have a small test stake to unstake, but it may be cheaper for me to get it bleed and buy the equivalent Hex cheaper, says Blobfish King. Grandad in house, hello from Queensland. Good to see you, Grandad. And a big shout out. Sorry, it's just another clip that was posted on Twitter. All right, it's all good. What else? We got the Exodus Semi-80 in the house. Morning Suit Man from Michigan, USA. I love the fact that we got people from around the world. USA, Australia, lots of places. So good. Let's have a look here. We're going to jump through streamers. Christos in the house. Good to see you, Christos. Evening Superman from Cincinnati, Ohio. Big shout out to you. Obviously, when you say Cincinnati, I always think of Cincinnati WKRP. It's just the way it is. And a DB in the house there. A Hex is the bomb. Let's have a look here. A Mexican Hexagon says slip, or maybe got some mates who wants to get in on the dip, says Mexican Hexagon. Buy the dip, says QQ. Yeah. What else is that? DB says I like to wait for the dip on the dippity dip tip, says DB. DHex says if every Hex can bought $100 a Hex right now, we can lift the price to new highs, says DHex. I like how you're thinking there. What else there? Briz says I'm glad I sacrificed that 30 cents Hex, says Briz. Let's go and buy the dip, says DHex. Ash Tree in the house. Hey, good to see you, Ash Tree. Woo, more chances, yeah. And Ren says possibly of Hex going below 3 cents again. Yeah, well, we Ren, that's definitely a possibility now that we're back down this low. It's definitely gone further back than I expected. We're still in the window of opportunity though. I'm still pretty holding on to that because we've still got everything playing out as we like, but this dip was definitely more severe. Rothko in house, buy the dip. Yeah, it says Rothko. Richard Patrick's in house there. Morning all, Rick Patrick, good to see you. I wouldn't be surprised to see it lower 3 cents again for Hex again, says Rod Patrick. It's definitely back now that we're back down at this level. Definitely that is in view. There's no doubt about that. So we're down at 4 cents at the moment for Hex. We got a low of yesterday, which just closed about 20 minutes ago. That was, or 30 minutes ago, that was 3.55 cents. That's our low so far. I mean, that's not too far, much higher than 2.8 cents. So you can reasonably say that low that we had and is that's definitely can be tested. So that's just the way it goes. That's the thing is that we always say on this channel, keep your limit orders in, your DCA. But from a macro point of view, we're still in a very bullish environment, at least until mid September, in my view. So from when I say macro, I mean the crypto markets. Now we're going to have a big test on next week though around Ethereum, as I said at the beginning of the live stream. The way it's going to go, and of course we've still got the fear about Mt. Gox, even if it's definitely with the pullback at the moment, that's going to be I guess amplified. So maybe it will be justified from that point of view. but actually in volumes, it may not have that bigger impact, if you know what I'm saying. Now, how many people obviously selling down at lower prices of Bitcoin, that's going to be able to be absorbed and then eventually move forward there as well. So cool. All right, so Maxi at 86% premium, $1.20 for Icosa at the moment. Let me know in the chat how your Icosa yield is going, how you've been happier with that. The Hedron yield as well with that, especially if you're staking Icosa, you got both yields. If you're staking Hedron, you're getting Icosa. So let me know if you've been pretty happy with that, with those numbers, because I know quite a few people have been, a couple of people have been posting videos on their Icosa Hedron yield, been pretty happy from the looks of it. So definitely let me know. All right, here we are. Day 991 is hot off the press. Woohoo! It was a bit late, but it came in 19th of August, 2022. The price of Hex down, wow, 25.3% on yesterday's 11%. So we had a good 10 days before that. Unfortunately, that is over. We actually it was pretty not too bad before that, but it has been pretty volatile. You can see that in the last charts here. 30 days ago, we're having all these positive increases. Then we got some negative decreases there. Then we got some positives. So the volatility has definitely been in the market. We had positive, now negative, and this 25% very negative. So there we are, 3.895 cents. Here's a snapshot. Just the way it goes. Payout per T-share, 6.366. Now, obviously, if you're staking Hex, you don't care about today's price of Hex, right? You don't care about it. If you're staked Hex, you're thinking long-term, and Hex is all about T-shares. So you're just about accumulating the volume of Hex. And of course, we talked about, if you're thinking about the long-term game, this picture here is all about the long-term game, right? So this is about taking Hex out of the market, and not only you're offsetting inflation, but you're also taking, you're dramatically doing so by removing a lot of Hex and staking it out. And that's the whole point of the Hex contract. You defer it, and of course we got the average stake period of about 6.5 years. That's why I keep coming back to this chart, because a good way of just thinking about it, and this is based on the best data we have, which is based on the Origin account, and Gunther the accountant's audits there as well, and a couple other people that supported that in the early days. So cool. That is kind of where we're heading there. Let's go back to the Hex stakes there. So we've currently got a really good payout today, 6.366, and that means we've got some penalties in there, which is nice for us stakers. T-share price at $904, so much cheaper to get a T-share today. $300 cheaper than yesterday. So 25% decrease in price is, it's not great for the price, I guess, at least for the day, but it's great for buying T-shares. It's $300 to get a T-share now. Now, if you want to get a T-share and stake out for 10 years, you're going to get that for $300 today. Not $904 or $300 if you stake for 10 years. That's a T-share there, and that's going to get priced up. So pretty cool. The T-share rate up 6.3 to 23,200, and that's not too bad. It's kind of keep going up and to the right. It doesn't hold back for anybody. And of course, the T-share price there will go up. So if the price of Hex goes back to the all-time high, let's say 52 cents, somewhere in that ballpark, then we're back up, around $12,000 or something like that. Let's just do the math on that. Actually, 23,201 times, let's say 51.7. It's kind of where I feel it was. I know some people pull out this 56-cent price. It just depends on what they were looking at the time. That would give $12,000 T-share price in US dollars. So that'd be crazy. We get back to the old time. So you're getting it for a massive discount at the moment. I know, 4. So the average stake length years for Hex is 6.54 years. The APY today, 39.2%. We've got a lot of Hex, relatively speaking, in the pool, 303 million Hex in the pool. Now compare that to how much has gone into the Icosa contract for HSIs that have been staked out more or less for 15.2 years. That's a 53 million. So compare that to how much is actually in the Hex pool there. That's not too bad. Now we've had a lot. I don't know if you've noticed in the Hex Whalebot, we've had a lot of changes in the liquidity provisions. You can see this 1 hour ago. Lots of changes. I think it's been pretty much like a bot running these things, particularly out of one account, keeps pushing them in and out. So we get lots of liquidity movings here. See 43 million Hex moving and the V3 liquidity there 8 hours ago. So you're getting a lot of this sort of stuff happening there. Let's jump around back to the stakes here. So that's where we are there. We've got $10.1 million of USDC in the pool. Only a couple of days back, we were up at 14.6 million Hex almost, USDC in the pool, and we're down now at 14.1. So what's that, about $4.4 million difference. We get down under 1,000 ETH in the pool now to 997. And what else we got going here? We've got the T-shares up 6,187. We're now sitting at 10.456, so 10,456,000 T-shares. And I think this is actually going to, let me think about that. This is going to keep going while we've got, projects like Maximus coming. While we've got projects like Maximus coming, and potentially with, maybe if we hit that 600 million target, or even better, that would be pretty cool. That is going to give us, a decent amount of T-shares as they stake out those things for 1 year, 3 years, 7 years, and 10 years. So it's going to be positive for T-share rate. And if we get Power City Flex coming later on, so Power City Flex, if they decide, particularly if they decide to launch on Ethereum early, I haven't heard anything on that, so it's my speculation. But if they did do that, because they're looking at doing that on Pulsechain, launching on Pulsechain, then that would be pretty groovy too. I'm hoping to try and get some information about that from them. That'd be pretty neat. So yeah, we're going to see at what stage do the T-shares start to reduce again and start moving down. At the moment, we've got these big second layer projects, propping up the T-share rates and so forth, and the market prices facilitating that too. But once the price starts going higher, you can easily see these T-share numbers fall. And of course, that's the ownership pool, right? We have Hex has a reward pool with inflation and penalties, and there's an ownership pool with T-shares. So we might end up seeing that go down too. So we're going to keep watching that pretty closely. Let's have a look here. Circulating supply decreased 68 million. Staked Hex went up by 103 million. Yeah, we like that. And of course, obviously with HSIs and all that sort of stuff going on, 9.65% of all Hex is staked at the moment. Really good day in penalties. So if you're staking your Hex, you don't really care about the price of the market at the moment. You really care about your penalties, because that's your rewards, man. That's boosting your inflation rewards. Not only do you get inflation, you get penalties. And of course, yesterday we had 10.2 million. Today we had 5.1. And actually, out of the last 10 days, we've had 5 days. Out of the last 10 days, we had over 1 million there. So it's pretty nice. But the last 2 days, really tasty. Tasty little staking benefits there. All right, so let's have a look at the number of stakers, up 248, and this has been really good since Icosa's launched. We've had some really terrific HSIs, really cool. As I say, 53 million based on the whale bot alone. That's be higher, of course, with the smaller accounts, and that's looking pretty good. So nice, 248, and current stakers 105,000 stakers. Woohoo! And we only reached 100,000 just the other day, right? So what was it, day 975? So what's that? 17 days ago. 17 days ago, and already we're up to 105,000. And thank you to Icosa. This is what I'm saying. So excited about the second layer derivatives. We got Icosa and of course Hedron. We've got Maximus coming. Maximus, if it gets to 600 million, that's huge, right? That's massive. So that's supercharged. So 248. Is what we've got at the moment. We've got current holders up 142, so nice to see a triple day in that numbers too, the 308,456, and of course total holders here up 452 to 486,602. So we're almost coming up to the 500,000 pretty fast now, especially with these big numbers, and we've got some triple digit numbers in there too. So we're heading up. That's our next milestone there. All right, cool. We're currently on day 992. That's basically 7 days to go until 1,000 days, and woohoo! 7 days after this, 1,000 days. We're currently at 6.113 Hex per T-share at the moment, and way to go. We'll look forward to it. We got 293.4 million Hex in the pool, 10.4 million US dollars, and 1,000 ETH. We're back over there again. So look, we must have a little bit of a bounce back in the Hex price. Yeah, we're at almost 4.1 cents. We'll see how we get on. Definitely a good buying opportunity. All right, cool. How about that? That was not bad. We got through all of that. And yeah, we have to ride through the green days. We have to ride through the red days. And of course, that's why we do 2 live streams a day. It's going to be a mixed bag every time. So that's just the way it goes. We are on a Hex Token channel pump at the moment. If you think about it, we've got a green candle on the daily there. Let's have a look at the hourly, actually. Let's switch that to the hourly. And Hedron just pumped the 1721 there. Yeah, there's the hourly there. So we had lots of red hours there. Was it 5 in a row? 5 red hours in a row, and we're back on a green day. A Hex Token channel hourly pump. How about that? All right, let's jump through some of these. We've got a couple more comments in the chat. So what's that else we got there? Hexforce 1 says, just bought the dip. Woohoo! Nice one, Hexforce 1. Hexforce 1 has landed and got some eggs with them. And what else we got there? Ren says, best to buy Icosa, then stake it straight up, says Ren. Nice. Any what's the NFTs up for sale yet, Superman? Well, on OpenSea, you mean? Yeah, OpenSea has had, they've been on sale. I'm not sure. I haven't checked actually for a few days. Let me just pull it up and let me just find, I think it's on my watch list. I don't actually go to OpenSea that much. So you'll have to excuse me. What do we got here? What's this? We always say, let's go to that. So we've got 10,900 items, 3,900 owners, 1.8 Ethereum volume. So still, actually, that's not too bad. Let's have a look here. We've got 1 million points here at 0.01 Ethereum, 0.015 Ethereum for 1.85 million. So far, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Buy now, $35. This is for 5 million points, and a couple there. So there's a couple on there. There's actually, when we looked last time, there was only 3 on sale. There's quite a few more on sale there at the moment. That's on OpenSea. I think that was your question there, Mexican. And you get a copy, yeah. And you get a copy, yeah. So you get everything's getting copied. Everything on Ethereum is getting copied over. So you get a copy of what you're participating in. Roscoe says, when buying and staking Hex before PLS, mate, we should keep in mind that we are getting 200% in value, regardless of price. Yeah, that's true. So if it's 4 cents now on Hex, you're getting it for 2 cents. 2 cents on Pulsechain. I would be very surprised to see Hex under 3 cents again. Me too, DB Cooper. I'm not saying that it's going to, but we are back down in our range that can more easily jump to. But I'm not saying that we're going to see it again. I'm still in a very, got the general window of opportunity is still there in play. But the pullback was more severe than I expected it to be. What else there? Ren says you can buy it from the market, Uniswap. If you don't have any exercise to sell, you can just buy Icosa straight from the market. Yes. So generally speaking, in the first 30 days, the only way to get Icosa is to get We Are All SA. Is to sell HSIs, which require Hex, and you can make those on the Hedron tab here. You just have to click make a stake, and then put your Hex in. You get a 10% bonus for 555 day stakes. If you did 10,000 Hex and you did a 555, you get a 10% bonus for that. It's way too much of them are 555s, and then of course you have to click an HSI encapsulated stake, not native stake. Native stake is just your basic Hex stake with all the normal longer pays better, etc. But encapsulated adds on the Hedron features where you can borrow Hedron against it and turn it into an NFT. Whereas native stakes, you got all your normal bonuses, longer pays better, bigger pays better, and you also get your Hedron. You could claim mint Hedron, 1 Hedron per B share per day served. But on the encapsulated, that's kind of where what you need to do if you're going to sell it to the Icosa contract to get Icosa. So that's pretty much easy to do. Once you get it, of course, it'll become a HSI stake. Then you have to click the action button and tokenize it. And then once it's tokenized, it becomes a 721 contract. It's basically an NFT, and you can transfer it out of your wallet then, whereas you can't do that with native stake, Hex stakes, or encapsulated stakes. You have to actually tokenize it, that second step. So first step, encapsulated stake. Second step, tokenize. And then you can then go to a Icosa contract and then sell it to the Icosa contract, and you'll get some Icosa in return. Maybe you don't own the Hex anymore, you're selling it, and you're getting Icosa in return. But you can take your Icosa, and then you can stake it in the Icosa staking pool. That's pretty much it, and earn Hedron and Icosa. The other thing, of course, is the WhatsApp. We are all in FA. We are all the SA that's running for 14 days. We have got 9 days to go, and we'll see how we get on there. It's been pretty good so far. And like I say, well over 50 million Hex is being staked out off the market. Beautiful. All right, let's get back to where we're at. I think that's kind of it at this stage. If you haven't checked out Richard's video, check that out. I haven't checked it out. I just heard on a room on the street that he slipped about the highest stakes coming out and then flowing into Pulsechain. But I will try and clip that out and post it on the channel if he does. I'll talk about that later. Sam in the house there. Hi, all. Just finished moving a daughter into college, a dorm in South Dakota State University. Headed back to the farm. Listening to Suit Man. Nice one there, Sam. Congratulations too. That's a big moment for your daughter as well. I don't know what don't they have big shouts out there? They have all the what they call it, orienteering week or something like something like that. So hopefully that's going to be fun too. And America, I think you have sororities, right? We don't have that here, but you have sororities and things like that. So I'm sure that's going to be a fun part of university life. All right, cool. Road trip. All right, cool. I watch too many American movies, that's for sure. All right, cool. Let us get into it. Hope you guys enjoyed that. We're up to an hour and 15, so we're going to wrap up here. I'm going to play out some special stuff on the way. Yeah, DB says best luck to your daughter at uni. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I was going to make a joke, but we'll leave it there. All right, cool. Let's jump back down here. Let's pull this out. Now, I'm going to be back on later today, so join me in 5 hours' time. We'll see how the markets go from here over the next few hours, and because crypto things can move around quite a bit. Yeah, if we've got any more news, I'll bring that up as well. We're going to have a deeper dive at Pulsechain too, so stay tuned for that. All right, hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell. Hey, we're up to 5,541 subscribers. We are 14 subscribers away from 555 and graduating off the graduation list there into the big channels. So how about that? Not bad. Let's do it. 14 away. Woo-hoo-hoo. Rock on. All right. Thanks everybody for your support. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you in 5 hours time for the second live stream. Let's go. I'm going to play out some cool stuff on the way out. Let's see. That's all right. Take care. Bye for now.
2, 1, swing. That's looking good. Oh, yeah. That's in the hole. Whoa. That's it. That's it.
This is the opportunity of a lifetime. Yes, every scammer in the world is going to tell you something similar, but in this case, you are actually going to have regret.
I mean, you're scamming everyone. Richard Hart, he's got a history of being called the spam master.
There's some weird things going on with his coins.
Making one of the biggest Ponzi schemes that we have ever seen.
Hex coin is 1,000% a scam coin.
People are going to lose money because of you.
Remember all the haters? All the haters that told you that I was a scammer and Hex was a scam? I got bad news for the haters. We're making new all-time highs where everything else is getting wrecked. Price is up 4,000 or 5,000 fold in 600 days.
I've made enough money in the last week that I could buy a house in cash.
I would never have to work another day in my life.
I'm here to shill. I want to change the world, and I can only do that if people participate. The only thing that matters in this world is goods and services. Everything else is accounting. And our made-up imaginary internet money is better than the government's made-up imaginary internet money. Both of them are only backed by the shared fiction of the humans believing that they have value.
If Hex is a religion, then Richard is God.
I'm in crypto for glory. I want to have the best cryptocurrency that's ever existed. I want to have the best performing asset that's ever existed.
And so I think of blockchain as like the internet. In the 90s, everyone thought the internet was just for email.
I bought some this morning.
They're imaginary quarters. It's like playing Monopoly.
I put it all in. I win.
Like all what?
All of our house money.
This is a force that is not going to go away. The cryptocurrency is not going away. And at some point, the people that you met that you thought were crazy loon birds, they're going to be in the 1%, and they're going to be the people that own half everything.
Fairly quickly. And
but you didn't short it, did you?
So I did